My name is Dr. Alabi Salihu. I am a lecturer at the Department of Politics and Governance, Kwara State University, Malete. Before I joined the academics assignment, I previously worked with Kwara State government in the Department of Protocol in Government House for almost 10 years. Because I've come to realize in recent time, the rate at which Muslim scholars have conflicts among themselves on issues that can ordinarily settled, it's becoming alarming. The whole thing became fueled because of the social media, because a lot of them use that platform to ventilate and to react to response to some of the allegations, and even lots of scholars that ordinarily would not even look up to their elder ones, somebody who would have taught them, maybe they are in school or when they are grown up. But because of the social media, they can sit in the comfort of their room and send messages across, which is becoming alarming and is becoming messy for some of us who are students of conflict and peace resolution. We felt we don't need to fold our hands at this stage, that we need to interact with the situations and see what has happened over the years. Why do we have this change in culture? Why do we have these proliferations of crises everywhere? With reference to 1999, with the return of democratic setting, a lot of politicians saw the need for them to mobilize ulama in the Emirates because they want to take advantage of the crowd that always follow them. And because of that, some scholars became involved in politics, where they use the congregation on their weekly Friday sermon to canvass for candidates of their choice. As if that is not enough in the Emirates, we've also identified economic reasons. Politics go along with economic benefits. Most of the scholars that got involved in politics, some did not just do it for doing sake, because there are a lot of economic benefits that follows it. A lot of them became wealthy. They receive car gifts from the governors, from political appointees. Some received annual Hajj and Umrah. Some, because of their involvement, got employment in the federal parastatals in juicy areas for their wards, for their wives, and for their relatives. So that alone also encouraged a lot of them who are not even part of it, that they also want to be part of it, and because of that, a lot of them got involved in it. Another factors that I've identified through research is inadequate knowledge of dawah. The dawah is one thing that is not meant for everybody, just like in academics in the Western system. Not every brilliant student are meant to be a teacher. The teachers, if you want to be a teacher, apart from being a brilliant student, you also underwent or undergo a lot of training so that you become experts. So, and I've come to realize that 70% to 90% of scholars that have gone to the Arabic and Islamic college want to venture into dawah. Everybody wants to hold a microphone and say one thing or the other. Because of that, a lot of them are not well tutored. You don't know the extent of words you need to say outside, and for every gathering, that is a language that is meant for them. I think this aspect is also one of the factors that propel the recurrent conflict among scholars. Have also discovered through research that there has been a lot of affiliation with foreign institutions, foreign organizations. I'll give you an example. For some of the scholars that have gone to school for the advanced learning, in Mecca, for example, majority of them, upon their return, the type of Islam they practice is far different from what is known to this environment. A lot of them target Salafiyya, some call it Wahhabiyya, some call it Al-Sunnah, because they believe that over there, some other factors responsible for the type of Islam that has been practiced in the Arab world. Um, Historically, Sufism in Africa has been one of the pivotal agents that pilot the affairs of Islam, and because of that, a lot of scholars that champion the spread of Islam in Africa have realized that some of their culture and some of the tradition in Africa were closely related with that of Sufi culture, the culture of multiple wives, the culture of encouraging people to use their local power in support of what they are doing. So, because of that, Sufism were able to get access to African and Nigerian at large on a very high speed because of what they see as a similarity. So it's not difficult for some of the adherents of traditional worship that embraced Islam in the early day of the introduction of Islam in Africa. So because of that, a lot of kings and empires, a lot of people embraced Islam with high speed because they could see the coronation. And apart from that, some of them also enjoying the economic benefits of the scholars that are coming from the East, the scholars that made use of trans-Saharan slave routes before your arrival is the best Islam that we can practice. This actually became a source of conflict between the local scholars and the returning scholars. They believe the returning scholars are playing the card of the East. They are champion the reformation of Islam that has taken place in Arab world, that is the reason why the scholarship has been extended to Africa in the first place, because you want us to embrace the type of Islam that you have come from. In the same vein, we also seen scholars that return from Arab world that became so active. I would call it active in the sense that some of the strategy that was deployed to spread their Islam is questionable in terms of their utterances. They lack the wisdom and the respect the people of African is known for. Even if you have a beautiful message to pass, when you see an elderly person, you must respect them, irrespective of the age, irrespective of how brilliant, how old you are. Respect is something the African people valued so much. But unfortunately, some of the scholars were using a very harsh languages, and the method of their dawah was tagged radical to some extent. So because of that, there have been a lot of frequent and reoccurring conflicts and interface between the two groups, the returning scholars and the traditional scholars. All of this together formed my ideas to venture into what I call my journey into my PhD, which I chose and was later accepted and championed the research on the analysis of conflict among Muslim scholars in the Emirates. I also was involved and became interested in this topic of endeavors because when we were growing up as a child, we met some traditional scholars, brilliant scholars, great scholars, and we never observed and we never noticed and we never seen a situation whereby scholars will be having differences to the extent that you go to the public and attack anybody, attack their personality, even attack physically or spiritually. We've seen in my area Sheikh late Alabi Makana Dameduka and Sheikh Ali Jabata, they share the same mosque. Dameduka is a more is a Malikiya scholar, and Sheikh Ali Jabata is a Tijaniya scholar. Their difference their differences are always obvious because one believes in Sufism and one is related to Salafism, but they cohabit peacefully. You can never notice any differences except you are close to them or you are students under them, that you know some of the aspects of what they are practicing is different from each other. But it has never degenerated to the extent of one calling another one names. As a child growing up, we'll trek from my area at Center Guru, we'll go to Kimali, where Sheikh Muhammad Kamaldeen, late Sheikh Muhammad Kamaldeen, do his tafsir. When we come back, we go to Sheikh Abdullah Salati Dawa. When we leave there, we go to Sheikh Falon Sofaba Dawa. We go to Sheikh Abdurrahim Abata Dawa. When we leave there, we go to Sheikh Nigeria. That is how we've been going from one place to the other. So it's surprising after some years that we now see that if you are a fan or you are a student of one scholar, you are not allowed by tradition, you are not allowed by practice and by what is happening or what is happening because of the divergence in the belief and in the ideological of your leader, that you cannot even attend or even learn under another scholar. It's very strange. All these things all together form my background and my basis on venturing into my academics endeavors in my PhD, that I carried out the research on the analysis of conflicts among Muslim scholars in Kwara State, Nigeria. And to the glory of God, I accomplished it. I completed it in good faith, and I had my viva, that's final presentation on the 4th of October 2023. And to the glory of God, one of the recommendation of my thesis is to convene a national peace conference, which I think is very germane, because I've seen that a lot of scholars have been carried away by what has happened and what is happening within Islam, where scholars who are expected to be a role model, to be an ambassador of peace, have become something else, are championing crises and conflicts in all areas by their utterances, by their conduct, by their dawah, by their activities, to the extent that a lot of things, beautiful things that join Muslims together, are not even being respected again. As a Muslim, we have 5 pillars of Islam. All these 5 pillars, virtually all the sects and the groups in Islam believe in these 5 pillars. We believe in one God. We all believe Prophet Muhammad is our leader, is our prophet. And we all pray the same time, 5 daily prayer. I've not seen any group that are praying 6 times daily or they are praying 7 times daily. We all go the same Hajj. I've not seen anybody saying he's going to another place to go and perform Hajj. We all observe the same Ramadan. During the month of Ramadan, we all fast for 29 or 30 days. I've not seen any group fasting for 100 days or even lesser. So there are thousands of things that join us together. Instead of us hammering, instead of us patronizing areas and gray areas that we have among ourselves. And that is the focus of this conference. The assemblage of the scholars are from diverse specialization. We have among them who are Sufis, we have among them who are Salafis, we have among them who are scholars in the academia and the universities, we have justice, we have social workers. We are bringing all of them together to come and tell us a way forward. We need to be united as people. Humanity is greater than religion, because Prophet Muhammad was described as Al-Amin, the trustworthy one, ever before he even became a prophet. As a child growing up, everybody knew him to be a peaceful, a trustworthy, a well-behaved someone. And that gave him the opportunity to actually champion the cause of Islam when he was ordained by Almighty Allah when he attained the age of 40. And that is where this conference take a premise that we need to see more of what join us together as people, as dwellers, as adherents of Islam, rather than emphasizing on issues that disunite us, rather than laying emphasis on the gray areas that can also be downplayed. Even if we have issues, there will always be issues. Islam is a religion driven by knowledge, and where you have people who have knowledge, when you have 10 scholars, you cannot say the same thing, you cannot see issues in the same direction. And that is why we have different 4 or even more scholars that are nationally and internationally worldwide who believe Anafi, Ambali, Anafi, Hambali, and 4 of them, if your judgment is in line with one of them, you are in order. And in most cases, 4 of them don't even see issue on the same direction. Anafi and Ambali can say something, the 2 of them can believe in something. Why the other 2 will say no, they are seeing their own in different way. 3 will see issues in the same direction. 1 will say no, this is the way I'm saying it. It shows that what matters is the ability and your capability and your expertise to manage people and work towards peaceful coexistence. The conference is scheduled to take place on the 19th of November at Peace Hotel, the Peace Hotel, Tanker Road, Ilorin. And we have a lot of scholars that are coming. Virtually all the Islamic organizations have been invited. We've invited the traditional rulers, who we believe are always involved in resolving conflicts that emanate in their locals, in their environments. And they should also be known, and they should be exposed to reasons why scholars have issues. Through the conference, they will get to know why they have differences. Because if you don't look closely, you will just see scholars talking about themselves in a bad manners. You wouldn't understand if you've not gone through the training and you did not see, because most times it goes beyond what you see on the surface. We've also assembled traditional rulers, military and paramilitary. The police commissioner of police has been invited, because in most cases when they have issues, some of them got arrested and even jailed for some activities, and some of them that have pronounced unguided statements at times are invited for questionings and interrogation. So we are bringing all these stakeholders who are involved in activities and aftermath of some of the conflicts that we've experienced in Kwara State. And by extension, Kwara State is just a unit. Most of the things that is happening in Kwara State is also happening in other Islamic dominated communities and towns and villages. And that is why we call it a National Muslim Peace Conference. Some of our scholars are not domiciled in Kwara State. The lead speaker, who is Sheikh Ibrahim Hamad Makari, is the National Chief Imam of National Mosque Abuja. Is coming to give his knowledge on the way forward to get these conflicts resolved. We are also inviting Sheikh Fuhad Adeyemi, the Chief Imam, Abibiya Islamic Center. Is also from Abuja, but from the west, from the western part of Nigeria. It's also invited. We also have Professor Abdul Razak Abdul Majid from Faculty of Law, University of Ilorin. Is also coming to bring his ideas. Also invited is Professor Dr. Abdul Qadir As-Salman Al-Juma, the first Malami Ubanduma of Ilorin. He is also the founder of Darul Kitab wa Sunnah, and is also proposing, and is the work is also on the way for University of Darul Kitab at Aguyengi in Ilorin Emirates here. Also invited is the National Missioner of Ansaruddin Society of Nigeria, Sheikh Hamad Olariwaju. Is also coming. Abdurrahman is also coming to give his own view. Also, we have invited an entrepreneur expert, Madam Nasir Abdul Qadir, the CEO Positive Service and the founder of NAS TV Africa. Is talking on a topic, entrepreneurship and Islamic scholarship.